Hello, I'm Josephine, and Kathy Lane has asked me to show you the benefits of using affirmations and how you can craft your own affirmation. Wait, let's try that again. Let's pump up the positivity because that's what this is going to be about. I am Josephine, and I am so grateful that my associate Kathy Lang, who is an amazing young woman, has asked me to help you craft your affirmation that will knock your socks off. I'll wait while you put your socks back on. Affirmations, what and why? They come in so many forms and they're used in many different ways. I'm sure you've heard of the daily affirmation, and we've even seen a few joke reels on that where you're supposed to look in the mirror and you state a very positive statement about yourself. I am a friendly person and people like me. We use affirmations also to promote a new behavior. Let's say if you choose to eat healthier, an affirmation for that would be, I am determined to eat a healthier diet each day. We also can use them to build confidence and to balance out that negative self-talk. You know, that little negative voice inside of us that's always saying, not good enough, could have done better. Affirmations are very, very good for settling those down. Why craft your own affirmation? If you did a internet search, you're going to find so many written affirmations on any and every topic you could think of. There's too many to go through. And halfway into it, you will be overwhelmed, overloaded. You will probably forget what topic it was you were looking for in the first place. One size does not fit all. It's just not true. And you may find some that almost work, but almost doesn't count except when you're playing horseshoes. When we self-craft, we can make our affirmation tailor-made. It's personable. We know exactly what we need to address, what we want to see. It's effective, and it's adjustable. One important point I want to make about affirmations is that what you think becomes what you feel, and what you feel becomes your fact. So if you go to the swimming pool and you're watching the Olympic style swimming and you think, I can't do that, it becomes what you feel. You feel less confident. Eventually, you're not going to believe you can swim at all and you won't try. So affirmations are very good in counteracting the what you think becomes what you feel, and what you feel becomes your fact. Okay, let's begin to craft our affirmations. We'll always want to put positive and empowering statements. We want to represent our true personality. If you're not a person that normally uses flowery adjectives, don't start doing it now. That affirmation wouldn't work for you. You want to use your voice. Consider targeted behaviors. Many times it's when I'm having, that thing I shouldn't be eating, I realized, well, I could do an affirmation on this. We want to also use reminders of who we are. Remember how we talked about positive self-image. Try to do that positive punch. And we also want to remember our accomplishments. Always state your intentions as well. What to leave out. We want to be honest with ourselves, but again, we are very much going towards overly negative and self-critical anytime. It's all of us. It's a human factor. But we never want to be that. We in our affirmations, we want to be positive. We don't want to be negative, overcritical, self-shaming, too modest or too humble. We want to start with a strong statement, and the strongest one of all is I am. When we hear ourselves actually say that, it perks us up a little bit. But there's other stronger ones. I have, I continue, I do, which work just as fine. We have to consider past, present, and future tenses as well. Some people will say you can only use present tense, but I found that we can use all the tenses and we can mix them up in one sentence if we want to. It's like art. There is no wrong way. If it works for you, then it's your perfect affirmation. If you're going to use present tense, I always say consider descriptive, a positive modifier, or an action word that ends in ing. I am reaching. I am supporting. If you're going to use past or future tense, you don't have to add the ing words. You just have to state what you've done in the way that you've done it. I have accomplished. I will support. We must be brief, but we can be complex. Brief and specific are great, but I have found that wordy word works just as well. It's the intent and it's the action that must be clear to you. It must resonate with you. When I feel overwhelmed, I know I will succeed with God's help. A brief one, I am here to help, not judge. And then a little more wordy. I believe with all of my heart that I am worthy of happiness and all that I desire. So we can see where you can keep it very simple. The simplest one I have seen is I am here. That's brief, that's concise. And then I have seen some that are so complex that they go on and on and on. But if it works for that person, then it's appropriate. It's perfect. Now, best practices that I have found when approaching this, let's craft our affirmation, are staying positive, absolutely no negative. You don't want to approach this in your most stressful moment, when the room is busy, when people are pulling for your attention. You want to try to use feeling and emotionally descriptive words that have meaning to you. You want to make it exciting, inspiring, and motivational as well. Remember, clarity is your payload. Clearly state your intention or your desired action. Always think of your accomplishments. Make a list if you need to. An example would be, I am an accomplished and knowledgeable teacher that elevates my students' desire to excel. I will support my students' unique learning process through attentive interaction and communications. So you can see how you're using those strong, right up at the front statements. I am, I will, I have. I like to do a thing called the midway. This is how I do it. I like to state my now in the first half. An example would be, I am the top salesperson in my group. In the next part, I want to add my next or my target, what I'm going towards. I am the top salesperson in my group, and I will be the manager of the department by the end of the year. It's okay to do this. This is not writing assignments. This is not a test. This is not going to be looked at by anybody while you're developing it and critiqued. I'm changing tense right in the middle of my sentence. I don't think I used the right punctuation, but it clearly states my intention, my now, and midway through I change to my next. It's so much more than just a positive statement. This affirmation can become a confidence builder and an inspirational motivator that you can use anytime, anywhere in your life. You can use it at home while parenting, possibly at work when you're feeling overwhelmed. You can also use it in that moment where you have to introduce yourself to a new group. It's a precise CV or bio, but it's short. And it could be your personal brief and concise mission statement. so many times now, I have found it to come in handy. And I'm thinking that you will as well. Thank you for listening. I hope that I was helpful. Again, I want to thank Kathy Lane for allowing me to speak with you today. Don't forget to put your socks back on.